Come one, come all. We've got a fantastic show with the FFR community. We've got a special admission price of $0, and you come on and enter for Chaos's Winter Carnival, and you get to enjoy what shall be a very interesting matchup between two ducklings, or two new players to the Final Fantasy Randomizer, and ones that have actually taken part in our most recent Duckling Derby that took place, our last one, which was in the midway of 2022. So both of these runners are going to showcase some things that they've learned during the Derby. We're probably going to see mistakes. We're probably going to see a lot of things that we might not see from the veteran runners, but at the same time, we're going to see a lot of new blood into the community and a lot of things that they're going to be showing us. So I'm excited about it. So with that, we've got WindFox470 on the left-hand side. They've actually, they're sitting at a 0-1 record, unfortunately. Lost to Sir Linkalot, which is a very established runner. Very hard to take on Sir Linkalot, but that's all right. Then we've got Ravioli, who hasn't raced just yet with the record of 0-0. And like I said, both runners did take part in the Duckling Derby. Ravioli actually did fairly well. WindFox says that he's done a couple Duckling Derbies, but his main randos are the AL TTPR, SMZ3, FF4, and FF5. So WindFox over here is playing a multiple of randos. Meanwhile, Ravioli might be a little more focused on FFR. Who knows? But either way, let's get into the important things. We're going to be underway racing here in about 30 seconds. So interesting stuff here. The fighter is actually going to be black belt, kind of, in that it's got +2 MDef per level. It's got +20 strength. Its smallest is -30 HP. Little rough at the start, but it's not going to matter later on because that thing is going to be a tank. Black Mages, which was the other forced. Hurt Dragon, +10 MDef, and a -1 hit percentage per level. It's okay. It's basically rolled neutral. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. The +10 MDef, always nice, helps out a little bit. Sure, why not? Some interesting things. The Thief, which Ravioli brought, actually gets +5 luck, which means that Thief or Ninja will be able to run really well, even better, if you can actually believe that. It's got Hurt Undead, and it can't wear any bracelets. Little rough there considering bracelets are pretty good for a thief, but it's alright. Red mages get +fast, so they can automatically cast the fast spell at the level 8 slot. They get about 2 casts of it until they get high enough level. And to start here, we got Harm 3, which is a white mage AoE clear spell, since we buffed it. Does non-elemental damage. It can't crit, but it can hit all enemies. Tempers level 1, so we got fast at level 8 because it's free for the red mage, but it can show up in another spell slot. We get Ice 3 and Bane as our clear spells, and even our white mage has an AoE clear spell, so early game looking pretty good. Then to top it off, we've got a fighter, which +20 strength means even these low-level weapons like a rapier and the falchion and stuff like that can hit pretty hard at these low levels. So pretty nice here. Obviously, most of those weapons rolled minus, not so good. But we're going to be in Provoca here pretty shortly anyways, so I'm sure we'll find some sort of weapon. So Ravioli on the right-hand side going to be the first one to enter Temple of Fiends. Going to check out the chests. Alright. So not a whole lot there. Copper +2, not bad. There's some money. That's always a plus thing to get. Unfortunately, the thief can't use it, but our casters will be more than willing to equip that. It's always weird to see our fighter with only 5 HP. Oh, is there Death Touch? Thank you, Ancient. I don't know which had it, but that's always a terrifying thing. It's a good thing it was early. Unfortunately, on the right-hand side, Ravioli unfortunately has the cropping a little off on his side, so we're going to be missing some of his inputs and stuff, so sorry about that. So we get the ship and we get a canal. We have the access to the outer sea, if you want to call it. Spiders with cremate. This sounds like a Danny seed. So now, what do we have access to here? We've got access to everything we might want here that is incentive, pretty much. Ordeals, Bahamut's treasure. We've got Waterfall. We've got Oasis if we need to. We've got Gaia, if maybe the shop item lands there. We got access to Mirage if we end up getting the cube and the chime, because technically we do need only 2 orbs. We have access to Volcano already. So we need 1 more orb to light before we can take on Chaos in the refeed fights. So the housing market, about 1,600. That's pretty good pricing there. Heals for 8 gold is always amazing because we're going to go right through those very quickly. So it'll be interesting here to see what Ravioli ends up doing here because, like I said, we've got access to so much stuff. Ice Caves incentive. We can go there. We've got Crescent Lake to turn in, you know, the sages. We've got Marsh Cave, so we can hang out in the inner sea, or we can say, you know what, we're going to the outer sea, we're going to go hang out in Ordeals and all this other stuff that we've got access to. It'll be interesting to see how our newer runners here decide to play out the seed. Unfortunately, this guy I don't think actually gets removed thanks to the but Fate is available. That's a non-elemental AoE spell, very good, especially for WindFox there. And there is fast level or tier 2 magic, very good for our runners here. We've got temper, we've got fast and mass quantities. And WindFox over here has left the inner sea, decided to go out and explore the wide ocean. See where he ends up visiting. We're kind of low levels. We're only level 2. Is this a Crescent Lake check, maybe? We're not going to be doing Waterfall, are we? Oh my. Alright. This looks like a Waterfall check here. Oh boy. Alright, this is ambitious. Classic gamer coming in, yeah. Level 2 white magic is loaded with that lamp spell. Exit's really good though. It's a spicy play here. So mud goals are not going to be the easiest thing. They do very well against ice. As you can see there, they're resisting it. Cremate comes out, that's going to be a problem. We don't have... I don't think we have warp. So we have to go in, we have to hit the spike tile, then we have to find a way to walk out with a lot of enemies that are going to hit very hard. So the TNT from Bicky gives us the floater. Ravioli following pretty good pathing here. Going to get the floater, going to get in the air, going to have a kind of a big advantage here. So Ravioli actually not going to be turning in the floater, going to hit up ordeals with the ship while he's got a chance, doesn't want to make the long walk around. I don't blame him. It's okay, it's not really going to matter either way, why not? As long as you don't take too many fights, I like the play. Who's on the way? Sure. So we're trying to take fights here for WindFox in the waterfall. I'm hoping we're not casting too much. This is going to be... Crown is not required for ordeals. We allow it to, Yeah, so one of our things is we can do, we allow early access. So, like, we can technically talk to the sages in Crescent Lake without having to beat Lich. We can talk to Sarda without having to beat the vampire. So, I mean, generally those things are turned on, but, you know, every now and then we do like to change things up. WindFox makes its way, gets to waters. Oh boy. Okay, so now we've got to take them on and get out. WindFox finds the slab, which is not what you want to find here. Because, well, it doesn't give us any information. Ooh, a roost stick is pretty good. But that's endgame items. Oh yeah, no problem, Silvergun. And Ravioli there, level 9 waters, like I said, they hit very hard. That is a very hard spike tile to get out. Especially at level 2. Frost Gators and Red Crebe, you could technically kill or take them out with Ice 3. It's not going to be very easy if they roll up. So we at least know that slab is in Waterfall. And there's the crown that we just spoke about, so more incentive or key items found for Ravioli here. Alright, WindFox, where are we going? We did the northern side, we bypassed Bahamut's. Is audio switching not available? It should be. I don't know if we actually confirmed whether or not he had safe audio. Let's, I guess we can take a look real quick. We'll just be on the lookout. Alright, so Ravioli here going to take out Crescent Lake and the Tier 6 magic. I didn't see a whole lot there that was very warranted or very exciting. But we get a ruby there. That is an incentive location. It Titan's little trove there that he guards. That little room is going to be incentive. There is a key item in there. WindFox makes the decision, goes to Bicky, or at least goes into Provoca there, so he's going to be getting himself the TNT, which then will lead into the floater there. And we've got a bottle. We're still on the lookout. We need an access to one more Fiend, and we need Loot and Key for Go Mode. Well, there's promotion. Hello, Tail. And an Opal Armor for our troubles also. So with promotion, we're going to get really good armor, protection from lightning, and we also have an excuse to go check out the incentive location that is at Bahamut, with a bunch of treasure chests there too. So it's always great to only have to dive this place once. You get a bunch of treasures, you get promotion, and you get a key item, all for a low price of a tail. Which makes it even better for that thief to be completely, if you think about it, because the thief here cannot equip bracelets, and the dragon had a ribbon +5 that gives us resistances to all elements. Very important, generally going to be on a life caster or somebody who's going to be using AoE clear spells because you don't want them to die. And then towards the later game, you want it on your life caster or your knight so he does not get insta-killed. Now WindFox here is going to make the play go to Crescent Lake. Instead of following the TNT, which I don't blame him, when you follow the TNT by itself without the adamant, it feels kind of bad when you have to dive it multiple times. So I could see WindFox maybe trying to hold off, waiting until he gets that adamant. The bad news is, us as the spectators, and myself as the commentator, we know unfortunately that is the floater. So Ravioli on the right hand going to do the waterfall, going to have a much better chance of doing this. We've got exit charges, we've got higher levels, more HP, and better armor. Alright, WindFox, where are we going here? I hope you go to the floater. But no, we're going to do ice. Yep, we're going to do the ice play. He's not going to follow it. Like I said, decides that he wants to wait for the adamant. I think it's one of those hard decisions where, like I said, you want to wait until you have an adamant to make that a one-stop go. But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you just got to make that decision, especially when it's an interseed play like that, just to do it. But I think it also feels weird because he went to the waterfall too. So we definitely, WindFox here definitely needs Loot or Key to be hiding here. He needs Ravioli to basically not do Ice Cave if that ends up being the case for the longest amount of time. And he needs this Ice Cave to be a nice cave. There's a lot of enemies in Ice Cave. Very dangerous enemies because there's a chance that they're going to be casting some sort of spell or ability. Ravioli's already collected the slab and is left. So that was quick. Thanks to warp and exit, that makes it really quick. So it looks like the shop item is going to be in Gaia or Elfland. We haven't seen Elfland yet, I don't believe. There's a wizard stick, that's pretty good against Carry and Kraken. 1. Wizards, not the spike tile we're hoping for WindFox here for sure. I think in this case there, WindFox, you just gotta run. You don't have to take these fights. When you're watching this back, you don't have to take that fight. It's not worth the effort. Gaia, not the shop item, so that means Elflin's going to have it. Dragon Sword +1, a decent sword there. Allows us to kill Tiamat if we end up having to take on Tiamat. Helps against Tia 2 when we get to Tia 2. Technically, if we don't find a better endgame weapon. So with Cube, that gives us a little more an idea of where we could be going to light our last orb there for Ravioli. Lock 2, lock, okay, well, definitely makes hitting enemies a lot easier. That's always exciting. Harm 4, White Mage looking pretty good there. More AoE clear spells with a Cure 2, not the greatest magic or heal spell, but it'll do its job if we need to. Invis 2, very helpful. Ruse, very important. Heal 3. Okay, so level or tier 4 magic, really good there for white magic, at least for healing wise. There's the thing we've been looking for, Nuke. Highest damaging non-elemental spell. Nobody can resist it except for MDef, but it has such a high accuracy that it generally hits high anyways. There's a Light Axe for WindFox. That's a possible endgame weapon. It rolled +1. It's pretty good. And I think I blinked and missed it. I didn't even see what the shop item was. If anybody in chat could tell me what it was. And there is the loot and key. So good news for WindFox. We get the loot. The Oxale was there? Okay. So good news for WindFox is we find the required loot. Rod is from Astos. So that gives Ravioli the second orb required to finish the game. Just needs to find key and loot and he'll be in go mode. Although with Oxale, if he bought Oxale, he's got access to the Sea Shrine also, so he's got choices. Does he try and take on Kraken? Does he try and go against Lich? Or does he go against Carry? He's got 3 options to make 2 decisions. It's always nice. And it looks like the decision has been Earth Cave. Let's see what Ravioli does. Does he check any of the Hall of Giants? The Earth tile? No. Oh, we got a little lull in action here as WindFox is going to make his way over to Volcano. Ravioli is going to be diving Earth 2. Just remind everybody, we've got plenty more Final Fantasy randomizer action tonight. We've got a 4-way battle. Well, I should say it's going to be a 4-person race here in about, I don't know, 25 minutes. That's going to be on our FFR channel there. We got Softnum versus Krellin. We've got Iker versus the Flurry. We kind of combine them into a 4-person race. You're going to be racing your opponent, obviously, but they're going to be on the same seed. So if you want crazy action, that's going to be. And on Friday, tomorrow, we've got like 8 races of FFR, so plenty of action. It's going to be all day, pretty much. We got a race at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and then from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., plenty more FFR action. And while I was endlessly talking about what's happening in FFR land, I saw Thor Hammer by Ravioli in Earth 2. So that at least helps us do more AoE magic, but I don't think with our spell set we really need it. Hairless with Stop. Or, I'm sorry, Poison Stone. Not good here. Oh no, they dazzled here. And down it goes. So they've got Poison Stone, they've got Glance and Dazzle. Disgusting. Alright, so this is a nice little check here. Let's see what Ravioli can pull up here. Nothing so far. With Warp, I like it. Pro Cape +2, that's pretty good for our casters. The Zeus Gauntlet, once again, it's okay. We have an AoE clear spell, but we don't really need it. Everybody in Ravioli's party can pretty much no, the ribbon was in Bahamut's instead of location. So no, he doesn't have the ribbon. The fighter actually has 4 MDef per level, so it's going to be gaining as much as a black belt does. So later on, it's going to become a tank. It's actually kind of crazy when it gets that MDef per level, how good it becomes. At least for the taking hits. So Trolls with Heat, casting it out. Ravioli says, I don't care. I'm gonna show Lich the business. That looked like a black belt? Or was that a thief? That looks like a thief. Cast the cake, Ravioli. Come on. Ooh, Thunder comes out. That's a very powerful ability. Doesn't matter. We got nuked, the non-elemental spell. See you later, Lich. We're not even going to try and recruit anybody. So that is a 1-orb lead for Ravioli here, trying to extend his lead as WindFox has dived into Volcano, checked out the armory. Didn't really get much from there that I saw. Giants with Trance, wasting more time with WindFox's... Wasting more time for WindFox, unfortunately. Ravioli gonna do Marsh? Yep, proxy check. Let's do Marsh. Uh-oh. I think WindFox got lost. Oh no. You were on the right direction there. No, no, no. There you go. It happens. It's a good thing we don't do the horizontal flip dungeons, because that'll make it even worse. Silver Bracelet, not very good for Ravioli, unfortunately. Rolled -3. Wiz Ogres, Ogres, Hyenas, not very good. Runs. There's the Chime. We've got access to every Fiend dungeon for Ravioli. Kind of funny. Don't have the key, realizes it. Says, it doesn't matter. So Ravioli's got a lot of choices here. I think it's going to make the ice play here. Yep, that's going to get him the loot. Which means I believe he's going to have to make the trip down to... What does he got left? He's got to do the slab translation, which he did. I think he's got to make the trip to Lafayne for a turn in there. Which... We got key, loot, and we got the Vorpal out there that are the key items out there to get from all the fetch quests, which we've got a bunch. I think the key is going to end up leading to the Vorpal. Blue Dragon, if it rolls low enough, rolls, you know, where it's not a big meanie, if you want to call it that. Not bad. WindFox finds an Ice +2 sword. That's pretty good. That's definitely can be a serviceable in-game weapon, especially with the low-level fast and temper charges that we have. We can pump enough temper charges in there to make it work. Aegis Shield, that's always good. Best shield in the game for a knight, or in general, pretty much, if you want to say that. So both our runners right around the same level here. It's very interesting. But I mean, I will say WindFox has been taking a lot of fights. A lot of fights that I would normally not recommend, like the wizards and stuff like that, but in some cases it's better to cast spells and clear them out than it is to just try and run. Because if you fail a run, especially with the WindFox's party without the ninja, our run chance is not as good as Ravioli's. So it's a bit rough, especially when we try to make those dives without having that, you know, nuke cast or the fade cast, because we didn't go to Provoker early enough. If we had those, I think he would have been a lot better off, but... So, Coral Sword +1, that kind of helps us against Kraken. Kraken 1 at least. Cockatrices with crack. We only have one ribbon there. The red mage survives. I believe the ribbon is on the knight, but it could be on the red mage. On the left-hand side here, WindFox going to be trying to light his first orb, trying to fight back, not to let Ravioli run away with this seed. Alright, we got Carry 1. Carry 1 can hit pretty hard sometimes. She's got a lot of hits. We know Thunder has been used by Lich already, so that's good news. Hopefully we're not going to see anything nasty. Darkness kind of is a pain at this levels. But it looks like it's not enough. We're still having enough hits to punch through. There's the loot for Ravioli. We're a key away from go mode. Carrie says, "See you later, White Mage." And Ravioli has joined WindFox in Volcano to check this high-density volcano. WindFox lights his first orb, trying to battle back. WindFox will it. people in chat, we need to will WindFox into going to the TNT turn-in in Dwarf Cave. We need to will it here. Classic gamer Carrie doing her best. Yeah. I don't think any of the casters on WindFox's team has any armor, so it's pretty easy, but yeah. Heal plus 4 helm. Not bad considering how tanky our knight is. Especially if we find a grind tile and we decide to go into the mid-30s with our knight. He's gonna have a lot of MDEF. There's life that is red wizard and white mage learnable, so endgame looking a bit up there, especially for WindFox being able to cast it twice, or with 2 different casters if Kraken decides to back row one of our life casters. So Ravioli looks like going to keep the ninja and the black mage down from Ice Cave, hoping to find a grind tile here. I would assume, hoping to find a grind tile. So that he can get those 2 up. Definitely a smart idea there, with the red wizard able to learn life at the tier 6 magic. I like it. Plus, with Temper being accessible to our red wizard and fast and all that, I think it's a good call. You could just have the black mage casting nuke, casting tempers when needed. There's the floater for WindFox. Probably kicking himself right now. 33 minutes in, could have had it earlier. It's alright. Still doing what he needs to do to keep himself in the game. Just needs to regroup. Try to find the key. Get himself promoted by going to Bahamut's if possible. If he can find a way to not spend time, he's going to have to do Waterfall, unfortunately, because it's looking like that's going to be a required progression. Or that's going to lead us to our key, more than likely. Trying to think of where else our runners have not gone to yet. I believe somebody's done Sarda. We've done, yeah, so... So the key is going to be from here, and then the key is going to go into the ribbon. So the end of this, yeah, is going to lead into that. What was that? The crystal? So thanks to our Lefanish super armory or super Walmart, whatever you want to call it, we can get our one-stop shop for almost all of our magic spells, get our knights learning stuff, our ninjas learning the important stuff, the tempers, the fasts, the nuke that was tier 4 magic, the cake spell, very important. Yep, there's the Oxiel. Not gonna buy it. Doesn't have enough there for WindFox, unfortunately, to buy the Oxiel. Won't really need it. I didn't see it, but I don't think Ravioli bought life on the Red Wizard. The Classic Gamer or somebody else there that happened to pay attention, did Ravioli buy the life spell that was in the tier 6 for that Red Wizard? I think he completely bypassed it. So that could be very interesting here. That could allow WindFox back into this game here. Is if Ravioli has a hard time where he can't keep up his supporting characters without having a life caster, could be very rough for him. WindFox, if you happen to be watching back, you can actually park on that southern part of that peninsula right next to the marsh cave. Save you some walking. You'll see it when Ravioli does it. It'll save you a little bit of time there. And always try and walk in front of doors when you can. It'll save you one step on the encounter. Seems silly, but it can be very beneficial. It could, you know, sometimes decide whether or not you make it to a key item or not. Obviously, that's as you're pathing. Nightmare Badman, that's not a bad fight there, Ravioli. You should probably take it if you got a house. Just take the fight, you're gonna need levels. We haven't found a grind tile yet. Flame Sword, not very useful. Yeah, if you're gonna house anyways, you might as well take these high experience fights anyways. But I will say Ravioli's been doing a great job using that ninja to run around, getting things done when needed, casting spells when needed. Obviously, it helps to have the Fate and the nukes. You're doing a great job there. WindFox is going to be getting the bottle, which... Have we seen a bottle? Did Ravioli forget about the bottle turn-in? There's a ribbon in the less than greater than room. Hello. That's gonna help out Ravioli in the endgame there for sure. I don't think WindFox is gonna check that. So Ravioli missing out on life, potentially, gets rewarded, or as Caleb is saying, never punished for checking the less than greater than. So tail pickup there for WindFox. Yes, I believe it actually does give him access to all shields. Let me verify though, real quick. But I am pretty sure that's what it means. It gets access to all the shields. I'm just pulling up random stuff at this point. Here we go. So as Ravioli gets into the Sky Palace, and WindFox has just put in, as Caleb would say, the HR paperwork for promotion. The Bahamut did not reject it, did not try and fight us, so we got promoted. Yep. So as you were answering there, Classic Gamer, the question, will you be able to equip all the shields? Yes. That's what it allows you to do. You can equip an Opal shield if needed. Or an Aegis shield, technically. That's what it tells me. At least according to our Final Fantasy Randomizer wiki. That's right. Self-promotion of our wiki. If you want to learn all about the Final Fantasy Randomizer and a lot of tips and guides and all kinds of stuff we got. We even got a thing called the Hall of Giants where all of our past winners. And there is the third ribbon. Wow. Top side of Sky 3. Sky provides, or Mirage and Sky provides with 2 ribbons. So Ravioli looking really, really strong for Temple of Fiends Revisited. I highly doubt we're going to check a whole lot more. But we kind of do need an endgame weapon, I'm going to be honest. But we could find it very easily there if we're counting our key items. We know the Vorpal is going to be accessible by the key. Either the key or the bottle turn in. I don't remember if Ravioli did the bottle turn in. It's been interesting here doing solo comms and doing the tracking, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time watching these runners do their thing on this. It'll be very interesting to see the threshold for Ravioli as a newer runner, how safe he's going to feel until he's going to dive, or is he going to keep searching for an endgame weapon? Or will he just wait and grab that Vorpal that we know is going to be at one of these ends of the fetch chain? And the longer he takes, potentially, maybe Temple of Fiends Revisited's not that difficult. WindFox comes through with only 1 ribbon, you know, and is able to manage to finish it. That's one of the tricky things about this randomizer, knowing when you're in a good position to finish the game. I will say, with all those tempers and fasts, with all the ribbons that Ravioli's got, I'm going to tell you now, I think you're pretty good to just take as many fights as you can and try and dive Temple of Fiends Revisited. You got a Ruse Stick, you've got level 1 or tier 1 temper. You're looking pretty good there. So Slab picked up for WindFox there, finally able to collect it and get out of the waterfall thanks to our exit spell. The red hydrants, very good source of income. So life 2 is white wizard only. Confirmed no life. Okay, so thank you, Classic Gamer. And on top of that, life 2 is only white wizard learnable, so WindFox here potentially with lots of life casting for those late runs, but Ravioli's got 3 ribbons. Interesting. Bane by Ravioli misses. Another Bane casting. We're not casting Brack, I think we've seen it, but we're going Brack, or Bane strat. We're gonna cast in Bane, we're gonna cast in Ice 3. I think that was a misclick. Hold is gonna miss. More Ice 3, that is resisted. WindFox trying to get that Oxyel. Probably gonna sell that Flame Armor or the Opal Gauntlets to get the little bit of money that he needs. More Bane from the Black Mage, nothing going. Rune Sword hits for 5 hits and a bunch of damage. The Tier 2 does not says, oh, I have a resistance to it, well, I'm not going down. Still refuses to go down. Big light axe hit for not a lot of damage. Bane finally poison smokes. Ravioli's gonna light his second orb and looking for that key for go mode. Ooh, looking at it. Is he going to pick up a white mage? This could be big. No, decides no, we're not gonna do it. Hey, there's a T-Rex there. We take those fights. And a double T-Rex fight. Hello. Wow. That's not something you see every day. So level 22 looks like on a couple of the fighter, or on a couple of the light warriors for ravioli there. Trying to find the blue stake here. It's kind of a long run. Oh, he finds it on the hard reset. Interesting. Is this where we're going to be sitting for a while? It's not the greatest. Don't get me wrong. The T-Rex, very good experience, especially for if we can get that knight by itself. It's great experience for a single. And even for a party, it's a lot of experience. Don't get me wrong. I think in this case, Ravioli just needs to kind of get the knight and go with the knight, honestly. The knight is your tank and your damage dealer in this case. It's like a BB because of the plus 2 extra MDef per level. It's got plus 20 strength, which means it's going to already hit harder, even with a Vorpal. And at this point, you don't really need anything. All you need to really do is keep that red mage alive for life. If he had life. And just use that knight to just take out everything. Use the other casters, give them fast, give them temper, and let the knight do knight things. So 24 across the board, looking pretty good there. I would say he's going to be here for a little while. I don't know how long he's going to be there. It depends on, like I said, the threshold on how he feels comfortable. 3 ribbons makes you pretty comfortable. Obviously, if he had an Excalibur or the Vorpal, which we know is going to be there, because it is a key item that's out there. And it is required, so we're going to get it. Or, well, I mean the key. I'm pretty sure the Vorpal's behind the key at this point. So WindFox going to take Gersharks. Gersharks are actually an okay source of experience. They're not obviously as good as a T-Rex. But if they roll down, it's not bad. It's not very good for party grinds, though. Or the Katana. No, definitely a Katana. I will say the thief bonuses are nowhere near as good comparatively. But that is go mode for Ravioli. We've got 2 warps lit. We've got the loot. We've got the key. We can go Temple of Fiends Revisited, or we could go to Canaria Castle, and I believe the Vorpal is going to be there waiting for him. And that is an endgame weapon. Looks like he's going to go there. That should be the Vorpal. It should be Herb. I believe Herb will lead to the Vorpal. Obviously, if we could find an Excalibur here, that'd be great, because the Excalibur then could carry us through the Refiend fights, and then from there, will get us to Chaos, which then we can use the Vorpal with the higher crit chance. Oh, so Crystal. Extra turn in. I couldn't remember if we got the Crystal or not. Doesn't matter. It's an endgame weapon. It's going to be better than the Ice Sword. Going to be, or it should be better than the Ice Sword unless it rolls like -5. It rolls +3. Hello. That is really good. So Ravioli looking really good here, trying to get himself into a 1-0 in the brackets. Or, I'm sorry, in the pods. Get himself situated and going in pods. Into a good position. Gonna read a little text here. read about the Fiend refights here. We got little hints there. You can talk to the bats. It's actually a flag. So, we would say about, what, 51-45 for ravioli is when we entered in the first time. So WindFox over here is still grinding away. We're doing red dragons. It's a pretty good grind tile on the left-hand side. Definitely not a party grind. That is more of a single grind, as you can see. Classic Gamer pointing out, run not validated. No. But it's okay. Maybe he'll do the carry checks, and then it'll be run really validated. So some Medusas coming out. We decide not to take them on, not to use any of our spell charges. Nuke comes out on Lich 2. We got a Light Axe doing a little bit of damage, not a lot. Vorpal swings, does some damage. And Fade comes out to finish. A great turn order for Ravioli. Doesn't see anything nasty from Lich, because Lich never got a chance to cast anything. And for the question in chat that has been answered, but anybody that might be wondering on YouTube or that is watching here, they only need 2 orbs. They need Loot and Key, and technically they are in go mode. So we're gonna fast. We're gonna cast Temper and another Temper on the Knight. Thunder comes out. All of Ravioli's party members except for the Black Mage laugh at it and says, haha, that didn't do a whole lot. Unfortunately, we lost the Black Mage, so that's 1 character down. We cannot revive it. We never picked up life on the Red Wizard. Bane comes out. Everybody resisted thanks to the ribbon once again, so 3 ribbons, very crucial for Ravioli here. Makes up for the fact without picking up the life. A shocking carry. Thanks, Classic Gamer. Now we're on to the Kraken floor. We didn't heal. Waters hit hard. They are hitting very hard. Thankfully, we get to run out. Healing is your friend here. You want to be liberal, or you want to be, like, just keep casting your heal potions. There's no point trying to conserve your heal potions as much as you can there. If you die because of not healing, it feels bad. We've seen it already this tournament, not healing after things. Here we go. We've got Kraken. What are we doing here? I didn't even see. So we're going all non-elemental spells. We're not even going to swing. We're not going to make use of that Vorpal. We got nukes and fades. Actually doing good damage there. Those non-elemental spells are critting. More big damage. That looks like about 200. Fire 3 not going to do much. We've got ribbons. More nukes. So this Kraken 2's got some HP here. Definitely making us use a lot of our spell charges. Doesn't matter. We got enough of them. Kraken 2 goes down while not doing a whole lot. Thank you, Kraken 2. What will Tia 2 do? Tia 2's got 1100 base vanilla HP. Obviously, that can go anywhere from 80% of that to 180%. That's right, Classic Gamer. Wait a minute, you don't have a life caster? There's no point in attacking anything. big swing by the Tia. Takes out the Ninja. Another big swing knocks us into nuke and nuclear range, technically. Vorpal slightly missing there. Or no, actually hit with everything. We're at 217. Big swing by the Vorpal for 1100. See you later, Tia. So Ravioli about to take on the Ultimate Fiend Chaos and this time loop that has been going on for 2,000 years. Can he do it? Can he also punch or help his record to go to 1-0? Get himself in a better position for brackets. Worms with Stone Poison. That's nasty. It looks like they've got some HP on top of it. More Stone Poison come out. That terrifies me. Just in case we get bad luck and get 3 and 256. While all this is going on, left-hand side, WindFox still continuing to do the red dragon tile. And it's just not a very good party grind. I know why he's doing it. That's okay. Alright, right-hand side, Ravioli gonna try and take the win here. Look at all those ribbons that are equipped. We got the Vorpal equipped. We got a Ruse Stick. Chaos should not be doing a whole lot to us here. We're going to use the Ruse Stick. Good turn order. Fast comes out. Rub misses. Thankfully, our resistances pay off. Lit 2. Thank you, Chaos, for doing some... not a whole lot of stuff against us here. Thank you. Cast more Tempers. No, we're casting Locks. Lock's a good call here. We are missing a lot of our swings. But Tempers are also good. Looks like we're finally able to slow down Chaos. Lower that evasion. Able to finally get some hits. We're going to temper up, but the Knight jumps it. There's a nuclear. We're in nuke range now on the fighter. If we get a bad roll with a nuke, if it comes out. 7 hits for a whole lot of damage. Ravioli with a race time GG official time of 59 minutes and 23 seconds moves himself into a 1-0 record in odds. GG to Ravioli there. Way to go. WindFox looks like finally completed their grind. And is going to be trying to finish up here. Now, if you'd like to stick around, obviously, that is great. We're going to be watching them for a little bit here as I check the speed gaming schedule and make sure we don't go over or interrupting any of the next broadcasts. But there is more Final Fantasy Randomizer action that's going on that is already started over on our channel. And plenty more tomorrow, so if you want to keep this up on another tab and watch WindFox finish out, that'd be greatly appreciated. If not, I totally understand. Brack was level 8. Whew! Not going to get a whole lot of charges of that. Tier 4, that's always a nice thing to find. The tier 8, that's unfortunate. Hey, more T-Rexes. We always like that, to see that. That is definitely a very good experience fight there, the T-Rexes. And speaking of that, hello and welcome to the broadcast booth, Ravioli.
Thank you, GG's, and yeah, thanks for commentating this there, Dingwoo.
Oh, no problem at all. GG's GG to you. Also, the fans out there were rooting for you there. We had a shocking carry, a Kraken that couldn't decide who to kill because you didn't have any life casters. So a lot of good things for you there. So so that moves you to 1-0 in your pod, right?
Yes, it is. That's my first race.
Nice. So yeah. So I mean, that's what I pointed out, but I want to make sure I was right in that one. I did research, but you know, who knows? I could be off on that one. But
yes.
So
and go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I missed your question until after the race about my experience with Randomizer with FFR. So I've been trying this out for about a year, I'd say, and I did the Duckling Derby this past summer, and I'm just jumping into the winter tournament for the first time, or the what used to be the spring tournament.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely shown that you've been playing this a good amount. A lot of your decisions and a lot of your stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that you know we see as a new player, but there's a lot of things that you've picked up as an experienced player now that you've been playing more. You know what I'm saying? So it's
for sure.
It was really nice watching you. One thing that we kind of pointed out and we saw was the fact that the Tier 6 Magic in Crescent Lake, that the life was available for the Red Wizard.
I don't know how I missed that. I don't even think I checked it out in Crescent, did I?
I mean, it was when you were doing the Lefane Super Shop, and I think you were kind of speeding through it and you missed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just getting in, running asyncs is one thing, and being in a race, my brain is just spinning like a top.
Oh, yeah.
And then Life 2, I went back to Melman, and I said, oh, can't get it. And I did panic for a second. I said, maybe I should grab that White Mage at Tiamat, and I said, just go with what you have.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Wizard was a very powerful thing there. I saw that you were doing Volcano, which would have been you did Volcano with the 2 party members, and if you would have found a grind tile there, like an Eye or something like that, it would have been very good, because the Red Mage, or the Red Wizard in this case, since you got it so early, was so powerful. You had Temper in Tier 1, you had lots of fast cast, you had Nuke, you had Fade, you had lock spells that were available. I mean, you had everything that needed that rolled for a Red Wizard.
Yes, heal 3, and yeah.
So a lot of that rolled so well, and then it had the equipped shield, so you could. I'm pretty sure it can actually equip the Aegis shield or an Opal shield, all that stuff.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So, it was definitely a powerful character, or a light warrior in this case. And then your knight on top of it, with the black belt MDef growth, is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you found out that floating castle always provides. You got the 2 ribbons there.
Yes.
So you were definitely protected everywhere. So that was great. So I mean, I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I mean, you played a very good game. You used your ninja very wisely by running from a lot of the early fights. You took the high experience fights because you had those nukes and fade charges. So I thought you used your ninja really well.
Yeah, I was happy with the party selection. And I wanted to do the Sky Orb to get some walking experience. I've been burned so many times, as we all have, I think, in this flag set. And, you just try to cover all the bases, I guess. I got the ribbons, I got some good gear, experience, and good magic, like you said. So
Oh, that's just awkward there. Just having your mic muted and having a conversation with yourself. But
Okay.
no, sorry about that. So I was gonna say is I hope you watch it back, as WindFox is gonna make the dive into Temple of Fiends Revisited here. Got about a level 29 party. Did the Red Dragon grind as a party grind. You know, trying to get some levels on the party itself. But as I was saying is I hope you watch it back. Kind of hear some of my comments and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not a top tier runner, but you know, some of the small things that I've noticed and stuff like that, I hope could help you, you know, with your game. But I think,
oh, for sure, I'm gonna watch this back for sure.
But I think watching you and stuff like that, I think the veterans better beware if you know if they slack off on you, get a little too confident, stuff like that. You're gonna burn them. So I saw a lot of good things. And then I was going to ask you, have you been practicing that party a lot? Or is that just something that just, you looked at the blessings and curses and just said, you know what, this is a party for me?
I think it was White Mage No Ribbon, if I remember correctly now. And like I said, I've been burned so many times in Topher, and I just didn't like the way that sat. And the Thief for the running, I decided I guess I usually run a melee rainbow lately. Is typically what I run for this flag set, I guess. But I get, like you said, it depends on the blessings, the blessings, you know.
Yep. I mean that's one of the things is, especially when you get more confident with the game and you learn your thresholds on how confident you are when you make your dive. You know, you won't be making the thing where you're checking for extra ribbons and stuff like that, or realizing that the Vorpal is going to be behind the key, so you might not have to check as many chests because you know your end game weapon is there.
Oh, I completely blanked. You probably saw me check the map, and I said, which incentive location am I forgetting? And it was Coneria Lot.
Yep.
My brain was just spinning tonight, but that's the way it goes.
But like you said, though, that's one of the things when you're racing. This classic gamer says, "Hi again, Lich. Bye again, Lich." Pretty much a speed bump there. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Carry 2 is going to be showing up here. But yeah, it's one of those things of, as an async runner, it's a whole different thing because you're more laid back, you know. I mean, you could say you have some pressure. Oh, Bane comes out. That fighter, unfortunately, not high enough to get that MDef high enough to resist it. WindFox is going to have to recover here. What are we doing? Ice. We got nukes. We gotta be doing non-elemental damage, right? Yeah, here we go. Carrie says, no nuke for you. Ice 3 comes out. That's not going to do much. That's resisted. Fade comes out. That's a bit rough. And we got to be casting non-elementals if we're going to get through this, or we got to get our evasion up. The White Mage has to survive. Or the Red Wizard, if we can. Although it's kind of funny that the White Wizard survived and the Knight didn't, with all that MDef. Big hit by the carry there. Red Wizard down to 117, but WindFox's spellcaster says, not today, carry. We will not be denied. But yeah, you'll start remembering it, and you'll get your thresholds of what you feel confident on your dives and stuff like that. Is that kind of why you're checking a lot of chests, is because you weren't very confident with what you had? Because I think you had a Rue Stick, you had an Ice Sword, which is an endgame weapon. I think I mentioned it when I was talking about it, is with Wear Temper and Fast Landed, and especially once we got those ribbons, like, you didn't really need to check any more chests. I don't think you really did anyways.
I know. I had to just kind of psych myself up and say, it's time. I really wanted the saber bonk, I guess. Just you know, in case there was like a crazy. It's usually chaos is fine. It's just getting to chaos. I've always been wiping on Kraken 2 or Tia 2. So I guess I just went in a little super safe this time for sure.
It's okay. I mean, you still beat it. Like I said, it was a one dive thing. You got it done. It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you play and stuff like that, obviously your threshold changes. I mean, you got to test your limits. That's what the greatest thing about asyncs are. You can test your limits there, and then you do it during races if you want. And you'll be doing crazy dives like Caleb and Crab Cakes and Spell Zap and Dead Pulse and all them. You know, where you're like, how did they make it through Temple of Fiends Revisited? I don't understand.
Right. And I just got on the stream a couple of minutes ago. My computer's a little slow, and I'm watching WindFox here, and I see it's a Fighter Rainbow.
Yep.
And that was the original party. There was no recruits, correct?
Yeah. He never did any recruiting. So here for WindFox, unfortunately, he's doing a mixture of what he wants to do. Against Kraken 2, you really have to decide if you're going to go defensive or offensive. If you do a lot of mixing and matching, is when you can get burned very easily. So if you're going to go offensive, you have to kind of decide, are we going to be casting Tempers and Fasts? Are we going to be casting a lot of non-elementals, which you did? You kind of really have to decide what you're going to do there. Because if you do these half measures, Kraken can burn you very quickly. WindFox managed to get through, but we lost 2 Light Warriors, potentially 3 if Kraken had gotten a hold of that Life Caster. So you got 2 more in pods. Who do you have to face still?
It is Sir Linkalot and Phoenix.
Okay, so definitely some runners that have been around for a little bit. Phoenix, I believe, partaked in the Duckling Derby that you were in most recently, right?
Yes.
So that should be a good matchup there. And Sir Linkalot is a Duckling Derby winner. So that's another Duckling or former Duckling you'll be taking on. So yeah, you're gonna be taking on a good group of people there. That's exciting. Something you didn't see, Tiamat 2 with Nuke comes out, ravages WindFox's party. Ice 2 comes out, the White Mage is going to go down. Black Mage barely survives with 8. WindFox didn't check Canaria, didn't get the Vorpal.
Oh no.
Yeah, went to Canaria, I believe, to get some stuff, but did not pick up it in the Canaria lock room. Which is going to make these fights a little bit harder there. Big hit by Tia there, going to do lots of damage. The fighter down to 61 HP. We're not casting lock, so we're not able to do a lot of damage here. We can't hit that highly evasive Tia. Nuke's coming out, not getting a whole lot of crits because the MDef on our enemies are way higher than we got. Alright, we're thinking, what are we doing? And it looks like this is where he forfeited here with the knight going down, decided to forfeit. GG's to WindFox there for giving his all there. Unfortunately, was not able, or just forfeited once realizing that Ravioli had already finished. So we're going to bring him in here. We're going to do a little interview with them, and then we're going to give Speed Gaming back their channel. And I see WindFox in the prep room, makes his way into the broadcast booth. WindFox, welcome to the broadcast room. GG's.
Yeah, GG Ravioli, good job.
Oh, GG, WindFox.
So I guess to start there, WindFox, what made you decide to go with the Fighter Rainbow?
It's a comp that I'm comfortable with. I decided to not go with the Thief/Samurai because it wasn't guaranteed we're gonna find the katana, depending on where it was at or how deep it was into a dungeon, if we even dip the dungeon that it's in.
Gotcha. I mean, it makes sense. Any idea? Just out of curiosity, did either of you kind of consider going with an extra red mage or an extra black mage by chance?
Not really, no.
Okay. I was just curious. I mean, the white mage, as Ravioli had pointed out, didn't have a ribbon, so it makes it a little difficult there to go with the white mage. But
yeah, I would have taken 2 red mages, but I definitely wanted the early running. I don't, just on a hunch, I suppose, with a thief.
Right. Okay. I'm always curious to hear why runners kind of decided with their thing or like that. And one of the things that I think a lot of runners will tell you is if you're comfortable with a composition and it's not hurt too much by the blessing and malices, I think that's a very smart move because you're comfortable with it. You go with something uncomfortable, you may not play as well. So
yeah.
So the biggest thing I got to ask you, WindFox, you go to Temple of Fiends, you kill Garland, you get the ship and the canal, and the first thing you do is you make the trip to Waterfall. Tell me what was going through your mind and why you decided to do that with the spells that was at your disposal.
That was just a gamble play, knowing it was unlikely I was going to survive, but it was just, can I run through enough fights to get the item and get out?
Okay.
It was just a gamble, and it clearly didn't pay out. Like, the slab was there, which was obviously required, I think it was, to get the key.
I think so, yes. Yeah, it ended up being the the slab turned into... I can't remember, but yeah. So I was just really curious because it was not a play that I was expecting from you, especially when you were telling me, your experience with FFR, and then you made this play where you're going into Waterfall, and I'm like, well, we've only got Ice 3, and all the enemies there outside of Nightmares resist Ice 3. This is going to be a very interesting call without a ninja or a thief to help run.
Yeah.
And so it was very interesting. That's the reason why I wanted to ask, because then you went to Provoca, and then you completely faded out the TNT turn in. Was that because you were hoping for the adamant? So you could turn...
Yes. So I hate double dipping Dwarf Cave, and I just need to realize when I play, I just need to bite the bullet and just, if I get one of the two, just go turn it in. Because I think that was the floater, if I remember correctly, the TNT turn in.
Yep, that was the...
Yeah.
Yep. I kind of went over it, and that's the same thing I told Ravioli. I'm like, I hope you guys watch it back and understand some of my comments were not meant to be mean or anything like that. It was meant to kind of explain the thinking behind it from a quote veteran runner, I guess, if you want to say it. And so, the red dragon tile that you grinded on is more of an individual, if you're leveling one character. So that T-Rex you found, which Ravioli ended up using, is more of a party grind kind of a thing, even though it's more of a single grind too, if you can make use of it, just because of how much experience it gives.
Okay.
But the red dragon just doesn't give enough experience for 4 characters to make it worth it. As you noticed when you watch it back, if you do, you were there grinding for so long because it was only giving you the 2,000 experience per character.
Yeah, I think it was there for 10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's a
Something like
long time on these flags. So, but I mean, there wasn't a whole lot out there either. It's not like we found an eye or metal slimes, which you could use, which are more, well, eyes are more of a single grind too, but metal slimes are a good party grind type of thing. But I told Ravioli I saw a lot of good things from both of you guys. You got, for the ducklings or new players that have, recently taken up this game and stuff like that. And I look forward to watching you guys in future events and hopefully doing very well in this tournament. I hope not to run into either of you once you guys get really good, because I'm going to be scared. Like, you're right there, WindFox. I'm telling you, you're right there. There's some things you need to work on, but you're right there to be able to make that final push. I know you play other randos and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
it's up to you how much you want to put your time into it, but if you're just here to have fun, you're doing a good job with it. You keep up what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same sentiment as a veteran Link to the Past randomizer player. When I do comms, I make comments probably similar to what you made during this race. When newer players are racing, kind of explain, player made this decision may have been a little bit better, and here's why. So it's probably similar to what you did during this race. As a newer player for myself in this game, which I will definitely watch this back and take notes as to what you say.
Watch what Ravioli does too, because there's things that he did that was very well. Just to kind of, you always want to compare yourself to the person that beat you, because you want to watch how he routes. I'm sure you do that in a lot of the other randoms that you play too, is you watch kind of what they do, and then you can kind of see how you lost and how you can improve. I guess I know I did a lot of talking with not a lot of questions. I apologize for that, but we are going to try and get Speed Gaming back their channel here. So let's do some final thoughts here, unless WindFox, you want to add anything else, which is, I guess, is your final thoughts. So
my goal, I've decided my goal with this game is to beat the person that got me into this and taught me this rando at the beginning, was Ganon's Gone Wild. My goal is just to beat him in a race.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good challenge there. That Ganon's Gone Wild came out of nowhere in this community and has done very well for himself. So I welcome that challenge there. I want you to beat him. Beat him.
I've beat him in Zelda. I'll beat him in this too.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. All right, so we'll go over final thoughts over to Ravioli then.
Yeah. Thanks again to everybody and to you, Dangwoo, and can't wait to watch this VOD and see what both ends of it from WindFox and from you. Look forward to racing you again, WindFox, hopefully. And
of course. Gotta have the room back at some point.
So, very good. Yeah, it was fun.
All right, well, with that, we're going to get you out of here. Once again, we've got plenty of FFR action or Final Fantasy Randomizer action happening all day tomorrow. We've got races at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. We got races from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So that's 8 races for all day. They're going to be all over. We got SG1, we've got RPG Limit Break, we've got everywhere. We're everywhere. So once again, this is the 2023 Chaos's Winter Carnival. And I wish I had music for it so you can hear the clown music and stuff like that, but I don't have the ability to. So you guys all have a great night, and thank you once again for watching our production.